Welcome to part 2 of the Majora's Mask commentary, ladies and gentlemen, and it is our first 3-day cycle. Welcome to Clocktown.
Dawn of the first day of many first days.
Now, as Lewis was saying at the end of the last part, you can use this playthrough as a 100% guide, I'd imagine. However, I will say now that I don't have the most orthodox of playthroughs. I have a mentality of, if it's available right then and now, I will do it as early as possible, not so much when it's convenient.
Well, efficiency is going to be a vital factor in getting through Majora's Mask, because you can learn things as you go on and then, like, rewind, and then, you know, basically plan ahead.
Reverse Song of Time, people. Reverse Song of Time.
Now, that's the thing about Majora's Mask that I both like and dislike about it, is that I think it's very much a game for people who know what they're doing in a lot of ways, because I know the game tells you somewhere about the Reverse Song of Time and stuff like that, but
I think it's one of the scarecrows that does.
Yeah, but you know, it's you're not really guaranteed to run into them right away, or you know, you don't really know what order to do stuff in. But then again, you know, I do like that the option's available to you. I just think figuring out on your own takes a lot of trial and error.
I just prefer games when they don't hold your hand every single second of the game, like later Zelda games do.
If we want to get technical, from the beginning of the first 3-day cycle, you have approximately 54 minutes before the moon crashes down. So that's 54 minutes of you to explore Clocktown, to get the gist of things, and
figure out how to make the game longer than 54 minutes.
Yeah, it all depends on how you play your Zelda games. I mean, are you the explorative type? Are you the, I want to get things done now, damn it, it's my money and I need it now. And
8, 6, 7, no.
well, you know, what it comes down to on this particular point is, I think they should have made it easier to get the Reverse Song of Time, because you kind of need that to beat the game.
Well, technically you don't.
The mandatory thing you need to do in your first 3-day cycle is that you need to restore the ferry, and you need to talk to the bombers, because restoring the ferry, it'll be in 2 different locations. In daytime, it'll be around the frog fountain that I was in earlier. At night, it'll be on East Clocktown, around the center stage, so you can find it there. It's pretty hard to miss, you know.
Oh dear lord, I forgot about this ferry. Team Ninja really did a good job on this one.
Well, they made them slightly more modest in Majora's Mask, at least pose-wise.
Pose-wise, yeah, not so much audio clips. I think she's trying to come on to me like 8 different times.
Well,
every time she wanted to help out.
Be thankful we're not playing Hyrule Warriors in that regard.
Maybe you're right.
Well, no, in Hyrule Warriors, she kind of wants to kill you. Have you gotten the Great Fairy weapon? You play energy tennis with her, and she shoots sword beams at you and throws bombs at you. It's scary, man.
No, I don't think I've got that far yet, so thanks for the spoiler, I guess.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, man.
Well, you're welcome.
Play adventure
Well, it's just
mode.
a weapon you get post-game, yeah.
Play adventure mode, pleb.
Okay. And now it is I who is the pleb.
There. So you need to restore the fairy fountain, the great fairy of this fairy fountain, to get the new power for Deku Scrub. You can actually attack enemies now with the
Shoot snot bubbles.
You shoot snot bubbles at things, and your first target should be this balloon. So tacky. But I'm not going to do that yet. There's actually one. I'm going for my first 3-day cycle piece of heart sort of side quest thingamajig.
Yeah, the minigame.
The minigame with the Dekus.
Yeah, at least it gives you a few things to do the first time.
And it also gives you money to put inside the bank.
As I understand it, to 100% this game, you need to not only get everything that you can retain when you turn back the clock, you then need to do everything that you can possibly do in a single day. And in a single 3-day cycle, even.
If you want to be that picky, I suppose.
Yeah, you don't have to. Basically, 100% basically includes getting all weapons and upgrades, getting all masks and all heart pieces.
Yeah.
You never at any point have to actually do everything in the 3-day cycle.
The absolute maximum for me was an all-mask run. That's my completed Majora's Mask run. I don't even really care about heart pieces, which is a bit of a wrench, because with the reduced amount of dungeons, there's the reduced amount of mandatory heart containers.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, because of the way time turns back and events get erased whenever you turn back the clock, if you're trying to save everyone from whatever their troubles are, like the farm with its UFO abductions or whatever.
I always
the
do
hell.
the farm though. Yeah.
It's like, you know, you have to redo everything before you beat the game in order to beat the game with a secure feeling that you've saved everyone from everything.
I saved them at least once, so, you know.
Yeah. In another time, I did something good for them. Not today. You're gonna die today, Jim. I'm sorry.
Abducted by aliens.
I just don't care. Okay. Now, that is a mini game that changes every day. You have to complete that game 3 times to get
In
the
one
heart piece.
cycle.
Yeah, 3 times in one cycle. So day 1, it's pretty easy. I would say day 2's challenge is the hardest, because day 3 they decide to change things up by making the move up, down, and all around. But I think it's pretty easy to aim Deku Scrub's landing with that one.
Well, you just have to get the X and Y position right, not the Z position.
Yeah, well, it really depends on when you launch yourself, but still, yeah. I think day 3 is easier than day 2.
Are you gonna shoot down Tingle?
Yes.
Yay! He
Yay.
better be. Well, I'm sure that the by the time this goes up, the DLC will probably be released. But he better be one of the playable characters for the Majora's Mask DLC. Him and Skull
And
Kid.
Fierce Deity. No, Fox Skull Kid. Give me Fierce Deity.
Oh, so there is Majora's Mask DLC for Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, there's a Majora's Mask pack. There's a pack for Sia, Wizro, and Volga are gonna be free characters, but if you want like their story mode and stuff, you have to get their DLC. And there's I think there might be a Twilight Princess pack. I can't remember.
They really went to town on the DLC for that game.
Yeah. So, but
We want money.
okay, now these kids, these annoying little assholes are the things that got me stuck my first playthrough, and it's basically what made me turn me off of Zelda Majora's Mask in general. It's just, you know, I spent like, you know, the hour trying to find these guys, because it was my first Zelda game. I didn't really know what was going on, so trying to find the fairy took a while too. And I lost, and I had to go through the entire, like, tutorial section all over again. And, you know, that was just annoying to me.
It just snowballed for you, pretty much.
Yeah, and, you know, I admit that it's a childish grudge, and it's... I never really gave the game a fair chance, but, you know, I'm just trying to tell you that was my experience with it, so...
Well, to be fair, as much as I love the game, I'd say it's probably the least accessible 3D Zelda.
I agree.
It seems like the sort of game that's hardest at the beginning, which is a weird difficulty curve.
the Shimigami Tensei difficulty curve, or the Kid Icarus difficulty curve.
Or the Contra curve.
If it helps, the locations of the kids are always the same.
I know that now. I didn't know that back then.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, at first I thought it was like, oh, this is like one of those I have to find all the kids, Sonic 06 flashbacks. Oh God, no, no, that's actually not the case. The kids are always in the same spot, so once you find them the first time, they're always going to be there. It's just a matter of you chasing them down. But I agree, because it was this is not the most accessible 3D Zelda game. I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. But it's one of those, damn, it's so good if you just get past the beginning. Like. Just take it from me, who, after 8 years of ignoring it, went back to it. I replayed it. I replay it like once a year now, because I finally got past the beginning, and this is my favorite 3D Zelda game, by far.
I think the last time I replayed this was for the Zelda-thon, actually.
Really? Was that a all-mass run? I don't remember that.
Oh, of course. There's no other way to play Majora's Mask.
Well, yeah, there is. There's speed runs. There's 3 heart runs.
I'm gonna choose not to listen to your lies.
There we
beat
go.
Up some kids.
Yeah.
I like how hide and seek involves pummeling kids into the dirt now.
All these racist assholes.
Yeah, very racist.
They don't want no Scrubs. Scrubs is a guy that can't get no love from them.
They're trying to make fun of me. Alright.
You can just remember, it's always the same password though, right?
No.
5, 4, 3, 1. Damn it, kid! You had one job. You're supposed to be on the very right.
No, the password does change. It depends on your file.
Okay.
But it's always the same. Once you find out the password once, it's always going to be the same. It does not change with any resets. So commit it to memory just one time. Yeah, it's different per file.
Yeah.
Has any Majora's Mask enthusiast ever got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I'm sure someone has.
Well, okay. Well, let's put it this way: there's only there's less than 100,000 combinations, and
The game sold over 1 million, I think.
yeah, so it has to have happened at least once. So
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, but statistically, yes.
statistically speaking, yes, it's likely.
Can you imagine if that happened on like a gold cartridge variant as well? That guy would be the most lucky Zelda fan ever.
Oh, I have the gold cartridge.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
They're all gold.
The entire point of the random password generation, though, is so that you can't use a walkthrough to cheese your way through a speed run, or to cheese your way past finding those damn kids, which I really wish you could do. By the way,
The Bomber's Quest is mandatory. You have to do it all the time. And once you gain access to their secret hideout, sort of, I don't know, what kind of hideout is this? It has skulltulas in here. It's kind of creepy.
It's so intimidating that you can hear the chimes of the clock tower, like even when you're inside and whatnot.
Everywhere. You hear it everywhere.
Almost
You
like
can
it's inside your head.
Oh, we're going to go into that deep sort of implications of what Termina really is here, aren't we?
I haven't even begun to be pretentious yet.
To me, it's always been Pagan Town.
Well, isn't one of the theories that he's dead? Link's dead here or something?
No.
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 Okay.
Well, I mean, there's
Nah.
theories for everything, you know. If you want to
Yeah.
read into that, you go right ahead.
Yeah, I subscribe to it's the Pagan Town theory.
what's he doing up there? He's just gonna stand on top of the lighthouse like the boss in Sunshine then, or something? What the hell?
He's admiring his work.
Oh, the moon's sad that he's gonna crush us all and die.
No, that's a tear of laughter. Haha, I'm gonna murder him.
What a sadistic asshole.
It's so jarring because we're recording, like I said, Twilight Princess right now, and we just did the bit with Skull Kid, and design-wise, very different to his original incarnation. Well, I guess that would be Ocarina of Time. I'm quibbling details now.
Well, in the Skull Kid design in Ocarina and Majora, he had like some sort of duck beak in his mouth. Then they just changed it to like some sort of creepy Cheshire
Smile.
grin
Yeah.
in Twilight Princess. I haven't played Twilight Princess in a year, so...
It's actually
Yeah.
the face of the moon, I believe.
Really?
That's what Maxie says anyway.
Ah, okay.
Well, it's similar. I don't know if it's exactly the same.
I never got the multicolored staircase for the Astral Observatory.
It looks nice, and it resembles a rainbow.
I think it's supposed to look like a lighting effect, but it doesn't quite pull it off because lighting effects weren't really as big a thing at this point.
Well, in terms of what Majora's Mask... the Majora's Mask needs the expansion pack to run in the first place.
Yeah, because of all the extra textures it adds.
Yeah, this game is incredibly more detailed than Ocarina of Time. You can just look at... Just step outside the Termina, and that's pretty apparent. But performance-wise, it's pretty much the same as Ocarina. It's still running at 20 frames per second. And it is prone to slow down at bits more than Ocarina was,
Especially
because
in the PAL version.
Yeah, how's
Well,
that
that's
like?
that's the PAL version.
Is the PAL version running at a lower like megahertz to begin with, or is it just?
Let me just say, the PAL region name is the most ironic thing I've ever heard in my life. There's nothing friendly about it whatsoever. You don't know, man. You don't know. We got
No,
game
I
like
don't
8 months
know.
later.
You know, I see stories where, you know, I go to YouTube videos or someone downloading Sonic the Hedgehog off the 3DS eShop. It's like, wow, it's so much faster than the one I played on my home console. It's like, what are you talking about? It's always been this speed. Oh, you're from Europe, aren't you?
Oh, it's like I'm playing Sonic Unleashed.
It had to do with power restrictions and whatnot. I think everything had to run at a lower power.
Yeah, so you Europeans take your free healthcare.
Well,
I'll take my Sonic the Hedgehog with my 60 frames per second.
If you weren't sucking up all the power, we could have had faster frame rates. So I placed the blame squarely on you.
Hey, we don't even use the same power generators.
I don't give a shit.
By the way, you want to avoid that dog while you're as Deku Link, because it will actively attack Link. The dog's racist too.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, hold on. You've got everything done on all the way, and it's only the night of the first day.
It's night of the first day.
So what
yes.
the hell are you
So
gonna
now,
do until then?
Mexi told me to yell at you if you don't do this, by the way, so I'm watching intently.
do what?
As my understanding of it is, though, it's like there would be like certain times of day where everyone would be like making tea with their TV on, and if they didn't restrict the power in certain ways, there would be blackouts because of this, because everyone does it all at the same time, and that's one of the factors into why European power restrictions came out the way they were. Or still are. I don't know what they're. I don't know the difference between then and now, if there is one.
Oh, are you gonna give the title deed to the toilet paper hand?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Because there's no point in me holding it in for it now because
You have to reset time anyway.
I have to reset time at the end of this cycle.
like, don't
anyway.
you need to use the flower to get up onto there in order to? Oh wait, you can just use the thing whenever you want.
The front door closes at 8 o'clock, so you have to use the ceiling entrance past then to get back into the hotel.
No, I'm talking about to get into the clock tower. Don't you need?
Oh yes, yeah, you have to use the launch flower.
Okay, but but as long after you give the thing to the guy, you can just.
Yeah, it's still yours.
Yes.
That scared the crap out of me.
Sorry,
The first time I saw it.
What, the reaching hand?
Yeah.
Or the phone.
The reaching hand and the phone, they both came out at the same time.
No, the hand came out holding a phone. It was crazy. It's for you.
It's for you,
It's
Link.
destiny.
Stupid phones. I hate them.
And there you go. Yeah, you get that title deed from that Deku scrub. You can either...
You can give no. Here's the thing. You can give any paper object in the game to that guy. So, who's its face?
The letter to cafe.
Yeah, letter to
Yeah.
cafe.
No, I never done it that way. I always gave him the title deed. But
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you might as well now because
Yeah.
you have nothing else. You have no other use for it.
And again, if I have access to doing it as soon as possible, I'm going for it right now.
But why do you need to do that? There's a book on the floor right next to him.
I can't reach.
Yeah, you can't reach it. It's just not a reaching distance. Honestly, I'm more surprised that we're talking about the fact that he's picky about what paper he needs, rather than the fact that there's a fucking hand coming out of the toilet.
Yeah, well, he only wipes his ass with the finest.
Hey, dude. We've all been that guy who's stuck in there without toilet paper.
Never
I'm gonna cut
again.
him some slack.
So what happens when you have literally nothing to do until you have the 3-day cycle to worry about? Well, that's where Mr. Scarecrow comes in.
Thank God. I don't have to yell at you. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Alright, yeah, so I was about to ask, what the hell was Mexi threatening to yell at me with?
If you didn't use the Scarecrow to warp forward.
Yeah, of course. You have to. We had 3 parts of me just wandering around Clocktown for the first 3-day cycle? Are you mad?
Well, I had heard that Brain Scratch playthroughs were less anal retentive than Hellfire ones, so I just wondered.
No.
Doesn't mean we're stupid.
No, yeah.
I never said you were stupid, mate.
So you can use this guy until you get the song of fast forward.
He will dance for you until the night of the 3rd day. After that, he bails out because, fuck it, man, you seen that moon up there? It gave me the stink eye. So I am now editing to the second challenge of the Deku Scrub Link, because it's different, and because I want that piece of heart. This is, I consider, the most challenging one.
There's a different challenge on every day.
Mm-hmm. And you have to complete all 3 to get the heart piece.
Ah.
Yes.
This is the same minigame music from from Ocarina of Time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, only a year of development time.
Shares visual assets, shares music. It's got to happen to achieve that kind of development time.
Woo, that was close.
Yeah, I had a lot of close calls for this one.
You can't really. You can just pay and try it again, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you got the rupees, you can try as many times as you want.
As long as you have enough rupees.
I thought you were going to say we can pay him and bribe him and he'll give us the heart piece.
Yeah, I mean, we Deku Scrubs got to stick together.
And you have to do it under a minute, right?
You have to do it under a minute 15.
Oh, a minute 15. How weird.
Yeah, it's a little timing, but you know, it's not that hard of a mini game. And I only consider that the most challenging one because of how fast the platforms move. Day 3, they move left, right, and sideways, and they also move up and down. But I think the ones that move up and down are the easiest to land on because you only have to worry about altitude, not so much positioning.
It's actually a really good practice for the upcoming section before the first dungeon.
Yeah, the southern swamp area.
Mm-hmm.
When you have to be precise. I agree. And again, you can do this minigame at any point in time as long as you complete all 3 in a 3-day cycle. I figure it's because I'm in Deku Scrub form already. I might as well get it done now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like you have anything else to do until the
Oh,
dawn of the
geez,
last
that one
day.
platform on the outer edge moves pretty fast.
It's the fastest one. It gets
Yeah.
slower as it goes further into the circle. And these rupees do count towards your total, I believe. So you're sort of making back your money.
Okay.
Yeah.
The economy and, like, competition scene in Termina is just fucked.
Yeah.
Especially
You're supposed to
since you
charge
can
them
have
30.
rupees in the bank that you never put in the bank.
That's called interest.
Well, no, I assume John's gonna show this off at some point, but you get a stamp on your hand, and it's just like, oh, Link, you're a valued customer. You've never met me before, technically.
Shut up!
They have a specific stamp for time travelers. How, like, ahead of the times they are.
Yeah, why does the stamp ink actually stay with Link when we travel back in time?
He
It's
must
a
not
blood
wash
bag.
his hands at all.
Now, my favorite part of this minigame, especially with this name that we gave Link, thanks to Ryan, when you finish all 3 days of the minigame, they're terrified of you. So when you attempt to approach them again,
And you have 69 rupees to boot. Delicious.
yeah, sweet, delicious rupees.